Hey there, so today we have a beer trip recap. I just came back from Tampa, St. Pete area. I got to check out 7 breweries. So this is a recap. You can go on my Instagram, go check out some of the photos, check out what some of these tap rooms I'm talking about look like. But this is a quick recap between a bunch of the breweries that I went to. And in the end, I'll end up showing you a list of like my high recommendations. So number 1, started off at Coppertail, beautiful tap room. Got to try out a bunch of their hazy IPAs that they did for their anniversary, and they pretty much brewed a similar base beer and then hopped it differently. Very fun stuff. Great tap room. Next is Cigar City, which I visited a couple years ago, but now they've completely revamped the tap room. It is now more of an inviting kind of restaurant space, beautiful booths, lots of tables, tons of beers on tap. Not only do they have their year-round offerings, but also their one-off tap stuff. Also, their pricing is quite attractive. You can get a lot of their base beers for I think like 20 ounces for $5.50. So not only is it a must visit as the state's large craft brewery, but also just a great deal to enjoy some great beer at a great price. Next day, we went to Hidden Springs. So if you like sours, that's pretty much one of the places you got to go to. They're doing the fun candy stuff, the fun pastry stuff, the fun fruited stuff for your sour ales, along with some newer styles. Oh, they had a delicious Vienna lager on. So, traditional, but also had some hazies on as well. Right after that is BarrieHaus Lager, BarrieHaus Brewery. So BarrieHaus is right outside of, blocks out of Ybor, which is that downtown kind of fun bars, clubs, yada yada area in Tampa, and they're right there. And so they are producing all the classic German styles. There's Hefeweizen, there's Helles Pilsner, there's German export, there's, Hellesbach, Festbier, Märzen, it's all the traditional German styles through JCV, and they're brewing it at absolutely phenomenal quality. Some of the best lagers I had all year, and they're doing it all with a bunch of them with the Luker side pull. So what you get from Pilsner Quell if you're classically in Prague enjoying Pilsner Quell, some other Pilsners, but you get a beautiful slow pour Pilsner from them. Absolutely fantastic. Awesome. Next day, went to St. Pete. So the 2 breweries I went to St. Pete are Green Bench, which is, I actually don't know how the space works because inside it's a nice but smaller kind of tap room, and it feels like a space that obviously during this time you could only order beer there. But really the highlight for me is just a beautiful outdoor space. We had great weather. There's that beautiful kind of astroturf kind of grass stuff over there. It's just a nice place. You want to have a big table. Not too big, but grab a few friends and just enjoy the outdoor space and grab some delicious beers. They do a bunch of solid variety of styles, and then they actually have I think sour program that is also a sour program building that also has seating available. I wasn't there when they were open, but there you go. Beautiful outdoor space. And then also went to Cycle. So Cycle in downtown St. Pete has this tiny little bar thing. It's pretty tight. Not much space indoor, but thankfully there's some street seating as well. And you can try some of their core offerings, but also they're obviously known for their barrel-aged stuff. So, BarrieHaus 1 year, BarrieHaus 2 years, and then all the different treatments, marshmallow, chili, cinnamon, vanilla, all the fun stuff. So if you want to try some barrel-aged stouts, Cycle's a place to go to, and it's right near downtown in the Salvador Dali Museum if you want to check that out. So that's fun. And then after that, I went to another Stout King. Went to Angry Chair. So Angry Chair. I mean, if you like pastry, you're gonna enjoy some really delicious beers. And thankfully, when I was there, they had a barrel-aged pastry stout on. So that's really where I find the balance of pastry stout being really exciting, and that was quite tasty. So fun stuff. Got to visit a bunch of breweries. As for my picks, I mean, the number 1 has to be BarrieHaus. You have to go to BarrieHaus. It's just a fun little tap room, but the beers are just so good. I mean, the state just really lacks high quality, traditional German / Czech style brewing, and I guess it's mostly German brewing what they're doing. But it's just delicious lager, and it's the core style is just brewed to brilliant proficiency that the state doesn't really get to enjoy. There are regional breweries that a lot of people are aware of, but Florida sort of lacks that, and I'm honestly surprised that this brewery slept on so much. So BarrieHaus, my highest recommendation. Number 2 pick, I think you sort of have to go to Cigar City. It's just a beautiful tap room. You're gonna try some of the one-offs. I got to try delicious peanut butter raspberry barrel-aged stout. They still have some of the barrel-aged program there. I think they have one of the best barrel-aged programs in the state. You're gonna try some one-offs. It's a great value, great tap room. So that's another recommendation. I mean, honestly, I didn't have a bad experience with any of these, so it's like hard to like pick. But I'm like trying to go through which one of my favorites. I don't know. I recommend all of them. I don't know what to tell you. Like, find some time. You know, I did it pretty okay where you stop by a place, grab a couple, move on, you know, and even, you know, with doing family activities and stuff, I was able to visit several breweries in like 2.5 days. Yeah, let's say 2.5 days, being away in Tampa and St. Pete. So, found some time, you know, got to enjoy beer here and there, you know, spend an hour, 2 hours at one place and just move on and then, you know, try it all out. So I definitely missed a bunch of breweries, I will say that. So that's a caveat. I know people are going to post in comments below, you need to visit this, you need to visit that. And I know I can only squeeze so much time into a few days away. But hopefully next time I will visit some of those other breweries and definitely be back at the BarrieHaus. So that's my number one pick. Go check it out. Brewing, at least in my experience, the best lagers in the entire state of Florida and also some of the best lagers that I've seen all year. Cheers. Later.